Greetings fellow warriors, and welcome back to another Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord video. Yes, Bannerlord and the eternal wait for update 1.3. I hope we'll get some news soon, or even better, the patch itself, but anything patch-wise. Even 8k up-res cheap buttholes would satisfy me, knowing that they're still working on the game, but right now there's like only dead silence and the occasional "we're working on a new patch" post. But as we wait for the glorious 1.3 patch, we still have some mods coming out that can significantly improve your gameplay experience, and today we're taking a look at 5 new mods that have been released recently. As always, all of these mods have been tested on the 1.2.11 version of the game. If you're using any other version, you might have some issues. As for the hunting mod, I'm still working on fixing the bugs. I'm working together with the authors of RBM to make them compatible together, but other than that, let's dive in to today's video. Are you tired of seeing the same villages, castles and towns over and over and over again? Do you yearn for some new scenes to do essentially nothing in them, since there's nothing to do native-wise? Well then, look no further. Castles Restored adds 1 new town, 3 castles and 13 new villages to Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord, and also remodels mostly the nonsense distribution of the old ones. This mod uses scenes that were hidden in the game files, custom made ones by the author and also some from the scene design contest, which the author fixed and finished. Starting off with Britannia, 7 out of 8 castles used the same stinky scene. These 8 castles are now divided into almost pairs of 3. Now 3 of those have like one castle scene, another 3 a different castle scene, and lastly 2 will also have a different one, until Taywards decides to create unique scenes for each castle. As for villages, there are 2 added from the design contest and 3 newly created ones to combat the repetitiveness of the old ones. For the Empire there is 1 new castle scene and all the castles have been rebalanced. Previously, out of 25 castles, 17 of them only used 2 scenes. Now it's 3 to 5 scenes per castle. 1 village scene was used in 15 villages and it matched nearly none of them. Now we have 4 new scenes from the design contest added to the roster. For Vlandia, 1 scene was used in almost half of all Vlandia castles. Now it's used only in 1 and those castles got better matching scenes. 2 new villages from the design contest have also been added. For Sturgia, 1 new town scene has been added to the game, which has been hiding in the game files all along, as well as 2 new village scenes made by the author. And for the Azerai, 1 new scene has been added from the design contest. The author tried to match castles and villages to its surroundings, and I have to say, some of them I haven't even seen in the past 2000 hours of playing the game. But something to be aware of, this mod can potentially cause some issues when sieging these new scenes. You see, the modding tools are like a glass cannon. 1 mistake and the whole thing just explodes your PC or crashes your GPU. I've been there, and working with scenes inside these modding tools is a fate worse than death. So it's only natural that some issues will persist. However, looking at the bugs section, you can see that the author is hard at work fixing all of these bugs, so that we can have crash-free sieges. Up next we have EOE Flavor Pack, formerly known as Terrae Armarium, formerly known as Orbis Terrae Armarium, formerly known as Expanded Bannerlord Armory, which adds a bunch of new armor pieces to Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord. So what's different between this pack and the other ones, you might ask? Great question. The quality is just so much better of these new assets. They have pretty much all been reworked material-wise and model-wise to make them even more grounded to reality and history. Included are several new head pieces, shoulder pieces, body pieces, arm pieces and of course leg pieces, ranging from Phrygian helmets to surcoats, all the way to newly created turbans and Roman lamella armor. There's pretty much something for everyone here and you can mix and match them however you like. Also, there's going to be a huge patch on Monday the 25th, which adds more Middle Eastern and African assets, as well as even more customization options such as eye patches, scarves, cloaks and capes. Next up we have Bandit Black Hole. This mod is very simple yet effective. So you remember the mechanic that adds certain parties to your encounter when they are close to you, like they kinda teleport if you're close enough. Well, now with this mod, whenever you engage a bandit party, you will have a new dialogue option saying, "With those numbers, do you really think you can beat us? Bring everyone around." Which will then automatically teleport all bandit parties in a certain radius that you can determine to you, making it easier to fight a lot of bandit parties at once instead of chasing them down one by one. Up next we have no circular formation, which prevents the defensive AI from forming that terrible circular formation. So what this mod does is simply prevent the AI to create an orbis formation, where the troops will form a defensive circle with all sides facing out, which works better in real life than inside the game. You see, in real life you may even poke the enemies from the middle with your pointy stick, but the AI in Bannerlord is just too stupid to do this. If you're an RBM user, you might have never even seen this, but it's definitely a thing in vanilla and this mod simply removes it. Up next we have Cultural Essence version 2, which adds different bonuses to the player when picking a culture. Right now, picking a culture is, let's say, it's not very gameplay changing. Having cheaper caravans, I guess the economy is inflated anyway, so not much change here, really. For Empire, I guess 20% less garrison troop wage is okay, and Crusade, yeah, I don't know. With this mod enabled, your character will gain different XP per day, depending on the culture you chose. As for the Aserai, you gain leadership, scout and trade skills every day, and also each caravan that is owned by you will add some steward XP as well. For Britannia, you gain athletics, bow and two-handed XP, and daily XP to range troops in your party. For the Empire, you gain leadership, engineering and steward skill XP per day, and also 1 influence every 2 days. For the Crusade, you get riding, bow and scouting XP, as well as daily XP to your mounted troops. For Sturger, you gain one-handed, athletics and roguery skills per day, and infantry troops will also gain XP. And for Vlandia, you get daily XP in polearms, crossbows and riding. Your workshops will also generate some bonus income. Also, inside the town menu you can enable or disable recruitment for certain dinars. This will automatically add 1 recruit to the player party daily. The tier depends on your leadership. So I know that these aren't huge changes by any means, but I like how picking different cultures now puts you into different gameplay loops if you want a more streamlined approach in your campaigns. What I mean by that is like you're now picking a class inside an MMO. Wanna be a sneaky outlaw? Pick Sturger since you get roguery XP every day. Wanna be a general? Well, Aserai or Empire it is. Or maybe you just want to be a heavy lancer which will fit into Vlandia. Essentially, this could take away a little bit of the sandbox aspect of the game, but when I'm starting a campaign, usually I know what I want to be. Sometimes I'm a leader, watching the battle unfold, or throw myself in the heat of battle as an infantry. Maybe I want to have a big party, or snipe troops with my bow, so this mod putting me inside this more streamlined approach really can make each campaign different. And yeah, I guess this is it for this mod list. I hope you liked it. If you did, feel free to hit that like button, it would help out tremendously, or maybe even subscribe to the channel, that would really make my day. Join my Discord server if you want to talk to me or other like-minded people about all kinds of stuff. And I see you all in my next video. Become a member or patron today, and bye. Another huge thank you to Hungover Ostrich, Isaac Waltzman, Karsan Koshnor, Wow, Minus, Anonymous, James R. Downs, Yomungande, Lyrian, G. Morrissey, Flexicus, Bulldozer, Jacobo, Gustavo Policarpo, Peter Horak, Felipe Ramelé, Paul Andre Danielson, Quinn Smith, Rain, sold for $7, Mia Fitzgerald, Zach B, Ed Kainer, Hellcash, Stickpad, Agenor, Surfire Playlist, Pyrolyzed, Chains, Clinky Man, and all the other channel members and patrons for supporting the channel.